A product launch can feel like a huge undertaking. And if it's the first time you're leading a launch, feeling a little lost is entirely normal. However, the key to success is understanding where you should focus your efforts and how to manage each step of the process. I'm Ceci, and today we'll go through everything you need to know about launching your product. More specifically, we'll go through the essentials of a successful launch and how to organize, influence, and lead a product launch from start to finish. We'll start with the key components that drive a launch to success. Firstly, there's customer development, which simply means conducting your customer and market research to better understand your customer. Because any great product launch is built on the knowledge you have about your customers. In other words, the more you know about them, the more equipped you are to launch a product that'll tick all the boxes and address their pain points. Then there's your positioning and messaging. This stage of a new product launch is based on 3 essential questions. Who is this product for? What does the product do? And most importantly, why or how is your product different? When you're positioning your product and constructing your messaging, don't just tell your customers what features are included as part of the package. They can find this information out for themselves. Explain why these features are going to make their lives easier and why they should invest. Pro tip: before crafting a convincing narrative, familiarize yourself with these key terms: target, segment, brand, category, USP, proof. Collaboration is the next key principle. There's no room for keeping secrets when you're planning a new product launch. You need to be sure everyone contributing to the process is aware of your positioning, so communicate internally to align expectations. This is because internal teams need to be pulling in the same direction and feel excited by the prospect of the new product launch. Now, the trick to better collaboration is to plan ahead. Speak with multiple teams and pick their brains for ideas before considering the impact each idea will have on the launch, whether you think the idea is feasible, and if you did include it in the launch, how easy would it be to test its effectiveness? After, you'll want to map your content carefully. Remember, these should be assets you'll use on the big day and form a critical part of your product launch plan. There's nothing worse than working tirelessly for weeks, sometimes months on end, only to let yourself down with mediocre assets to accompany your launch. Lastly, and possibly the most important principle, is maintaining team morale. Internal communication is the glue that holds any product launch plan together. If teams in the company are none the wiser, how can you expect to execute your launch perfectly? One way to do this is when holding meetings, consider having multiple sessions in which you can tailor your agenda to each relevant group of people. With the fundamentals down, let's explore how you can lead and influence a product launch. Influencing organizations and stakeholders to stick to your timelines is no easy feat. Everyone's got their priorities and KPIs, and convincing them to make time for yours can prove difficult. However, here are some ways to get everyone on the same page. Paint the bigger picture. Tie your project to the company's larger goals, which might be increasing revenue, reducing churn, or expanding market share, and then use specific data-driven explanations to show how your idea directly supports these goals. Example: we need to reduce churn by 5% next quarter. Our data shows 55% of churned users leave because we don't have feature Y. Interviews reveal 80% would have stayed if we had it. Adding this feature could reduce churn and generate X amount of dollars in revenue. The clearer and more compelling your case, the harder it is to say no. Link your plans to objectives. Every department has its own priorities. Show how your project supports their goals. For sales, this feature will help you close more deals. For IT, it'll reduce tickets. For customer service, it'll lower call volumes. Speak their language and explain what's in it for them and the business. Segment your plans. Tailor your messaging for each team. Avoid one-size-fits-all presentations that don't engage anyone. Instead, break meetings into smaller, focused sessions by department. Create team-specific roadmaps so stakeholders only see what's relevant to them. The simpler and easier you make everything to digest, take, and act on, the more likely you are to get the results you're after. Bring your key stakeholders into the process. There's a theory in psychology called the IKEA effect, which essentially says labor leads to love. As in, people are more likely to support an idea if they've helped create it. So involve your team early. Let them contribute ideas and decisions. Adapt to who you're talking to. Different people have different personalities. And factoring these into your delivery can take the impact of what you're saying to a whole new level. Data lovers? Use charts and numbers. Story enthusiasts? Share customer journeys. Essentially, address your teams in a way they'd understand. Be specific. As we've seen, clear deadlines and consistent communication are key, especially during launches. So don't leave room for ambiguity. Instead, aim to share updates weekly or bi-weekly to keep everyone aligned. Check in ahead of deadlines with friendly reminders. Pro tip: if someone's deadline's looming, don't leave it until the day of to ask for it. If you do and they've not done it, you've no chance of sticking to your timings. Instead, set a reminder in your diary to check in a few days before with a friendly nudge, like, hey, just checking if we're on track to deliver tasks by this date. Let me know if you need anything. Incorporate feedback. This might go without saying, but you can't include everyone's feedback. However, if people take the time to give their input, make sure they feel heard. This ties back to transparency and valuing other people's time and efforts. Keep everyone up to speed. Transparent communication is critical, so make sure to schedule regular, short catch-ups to keep everyone aligned. Here are some tips for effective updates. Keep it brief. A 10-minute huddle each week can work wonders. Be flexible. If someone misses a meeting, share notes or recordings. Address both positives and negatives. Be upfront about challenges, but frame them constructively. Use clear agendas. Outline what each team will update on to keep meetings focused. If you'd like to see an example agenda, we've included a link in the description below to a guide on all things product launches. Know the numbers and make these visual. People remember visuals better than raw data, so incorporate charts, graphics, or any other type of visual into your updates. When sharing these visuals with your wider team, try not to overcomplicate them with unnecessary details. As in, let visuals speak for themselves. Avoid adding too much text. Finally, it's always good practice to share these visuals post-meeting so everyone can reference them later. This also applies to roadmaps. Make them clean, clear, and easy to follow. Hopefully now you have a better idea of what goes into leading a product launch. You can go plan with confidence. Remember, the goal is to work smarter, not harder. Prioritize what truly matters, adapt your approach to suit different stakeholders, and keep the bigger picture in mind. With these principles, you'll not only lead an effective launch, but also set the foundation for future success. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. And if you want to learn more about launches, discover templates, or attend any of our events, head to our website, productmarketingalliance.com.